It's not about how you start a race, it's about how you end it. Now, why would I be telling you this code? Well, recently another manga came to an end, and as has become quite the tradition of late, the internet hates it. And I've just been pondering this for a while, is that damn, there have really been a lot of mangas that or anime have ended that the community has just hated. I can name a few: Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, now Chainsaw Man also on the list. And I'm just here thinking, why can these mangaka not give us satisfying endings or satisfying conclusions to their series? And it's a trend that the new series' endings are like underbaked or unsatisfying. But sometimes I think it's not that these endings were unsatisfying or it was bad. It's just that you didn't like it because you didn't see the type of ending you wanted. And that I think that's the crux of the issue, because endings sometimes aren't meant for your enjoyment, is to bring the story to its narrative conclusion. For example, Fire Force has just ended recently, and people mostly across the board agreed it was good, but underwhelming, and it was rushed. The entire season was actually rushed, and the ending felt underwhelming. But Fire Force was never going to be about that such a big final climactic world-ending ending like Dragon Ball, stuff like, or Naruto for lack of a better anime. It was always at the core about saving lives and stopping human combustion, and that's what they did. You get what I mean? Like, it's not always that the ending was bad, it was just you didn't like the narrative conclusion of that anime. And to illustrate this point, we need to first dissect what I consider a bad ending across the board, and that is Naruto Shippuden. How Naruto Shippuden ended was just so bad, it left a bad taste in my mouth, especially because the ending felt more like trying to start a spin-off series than bringing the show to its logical conclusion, because the story didn't come to its logical conclusion, because the war stopped, Sasuke was let go, was imprisoned, was let go, and he went to the world, and we didn't see anything else after that. And then we cut to the last episode where we were being told how the world has been ever since Naruto saved it, whatever, and then it's his wedding. And the thing is, we do get filler episodes to kind of flesh out the aftermath of the war, but that's the thing, they're not canon, so they don't even count. So the ending of the show is literally just a big battle, and then everything is fine. We never see Naruto reforming the Hyuga family, we never see him reaching out to smaller nations, we never see the aftermath of the war. It's just like it ends with Kaguya being defeated and the final battle, and that was and I think that was just a spit in the face to what we've been building for almost 700 episodes, including the filler. Like, this is what you bring forward, a final battle and nothing else afterwards, and that really irks me. And this is the crux of the problem when it comes to bad endings. If you really do have a bad ending, it will fuck up how people view your series later down the line, because now when people look back on the series and every time somebody mentions Naruto, they're going to think about, oh wait, the ending with Kaguya, with all this junk, this and that, and it really just brings down their overall enjoyment. I know it brought down my overall enjoyment of Naruto, and I couldn't forgive the story for how it ended, and it just, made me question Kishimoto's ability to end a story, because he kind of wrote himself in a corner by just making the Sharingan more and more powerful and making it an extension of the Rinnegan, and that kind of brought the story down for me. So if there's an example of a bad anime ending, it would be Naruto. Now, example of a divisive ending, I think I'm gonna put two here. It would be Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia, because as much as people say that these were mid to bad ending, people didn't really understand the point of them, I guess. Because on one hand, Eren needed to die. I think people just don't like the ending is because they made Eren seem like a whiny baby towards the end and he died. I know people grown attached to it, but to me, Eren dying seemed like the most logical conclusion of Attack on Titan. So when people say that the ending was bad, I think they mostly refer to the fact that Eren died. I think the ending was pretty impactful and very cause we saw that even though Eren bought them some time, the cycle continued to the point where new Eldians will be born in future and showing that the cycle will repeat itself. That was a very impactful ending to me. So I don't have no points to say about the Attack on Titan ending. The My Hero one is a bit different because even though I think it did come to its logical conclusion, it was kind of misleading as well, because at the start of the story, what Deku is telling us about how he became the world's greatest hero. So as the audience, we assume that once we get to the end of the story, we'll see Deku as an adult with his powers, but that's not actually the case. He loses his power, becomes a teacher at UA, and then re-gets his powers through Iron Man suits, basically. And that makes me think, why, I guess, lose his powers in the first place if you're just gonna give him a suit later on? It doesn't make sense, and that's what people were so mad about. Is this Deku seems like he got the short end of the stick in terms of ending, because everybody else in My Hero got their own superhero ending. They're doing something they love. Deku's just teaching. I'm sure he wanted to teach, but that wasn't his first dream. It was becoming a hero. And to see Deku end up like this, I think it frustrated a lot of people, because this was their guy. This was probably their childhood anime. This was their Naruto. And to see him kind of be this disheveled man who's just teaching and no powers really irked them, especially when it comes to the romantic plot lines as well. Because here's the thing, right? I will never get on Shonen for not resolving its romantical plot lines by the end of the show, but if you set them up at any point in the series, you set up two characters that this might be a thing towards the end of the series, it's your obligation as the author in the ending or epilogue or wherever you want to put it to show us the logical conclusion of that relationship, because you set us up. It's basically like your blue ball. So yes, when you do set up a relationship or some kind of couple ending up together at the end of the series, you have to pay it off. It's non-negotiable, because that's what you promised the fans. If you noticed so far in my video, or at least have gotten the pattern, is that with bad endings, and especially in case of Naruto, it wasn't the thing of, it was that the main character had a good ending and a satisfying conclusion to his story, but the narrative and plot ending surrounding the main character was so unsatisfactory that it kind of overrides the good ending for the main character. But in Attack on Titan and My Hero's case, even more for My Hero's case, is that the plot and narrative ending was very satisfying, but they mishandled the ending of their main character. And I could say this for Chainsaw Man. From what I've been reading, it's the same for Chainsaw Man as well, and also Asta in Black Clover. There's a problem with how the mangaka are having with coinciding their narrative ending with their main character ending to be very good, and that results in one way in the My Hero where the ending was so bad that the mangaka had to come up with an epilogue just to make sure that the main character had a good ending. And I think this is the problem is that the narrative ending with the character endings don't align, and that's what's making everybody mad. But these have just been my thoughts about it, because I've just been pondering it for a while, because with the Chainsaw Man ending, another anime has come out and people have hated the ending, and it's kind of becoming a very bad pattern lately. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. So yeah, with that being said, this has been the Athletic Nerd, and I'm out.